Gary, one game at a time's worked really well for the
Yes.
team this season. Does that change when you've got a side twice?
Twice in 1 week.
Like the
Yeah, I would suppose that it's the same train of thought. After an Old Firm weekend and a big positive result, we bounce into this week, obviously off the back of a great result and a good performance, I felt as well. But again, when you look at the week, you think it's just another big week, and it's the way we like it. I think over the two games, we'll probably freshen up in the league game on Wednesday, but over the two games, we'll be strong because we want to continue our form in the league, and we want to progress in the cup. So we'll be strong over the two games. We know St Johnstone, they know us. We've played each other three times already. So the message from us is we'll be strong, and we want to continue our run.
Hi Gary, I hope you're well, bud.
Hi Ronnie.
Just in terms of the off-field matter this week, in terms of this European Super League, obviously your former club Liverpool were involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just get your initial thoughts on it, and what do you think this may lead to in terms of the wider football game, but also in respects to the Old Firm?
Well, the thing for me is, I would say instantly that I'm against it. My support would be with the 14 other clubs in the Premier League, and I would also go with UEFA's stance as well. But then putting my ex-player hat on, it is pretty amazing that players haven't been consulted. And I've seen this morning then that UEFA are sort of indicating that if these teams do break away, that the players from those clubs won't be allowed to play international football. And that's the big one for me. I think players are going to have a big say in this proposed move.
Hi Gary, can I just ask team news and also just following up through Ronnie and that? I mean, is there a danger here that the likes of Rangers or Celtic are going to get sort of left behind if these proposals are allowed to go through, and that would obviously be a big worry for the supporters of both clubs?
Well, the thing is, trying to generate money is a big part of being in professional football. We're striving hard to get good, to do well in Europe. I think we've done that, and that has enhanced the coffers here. What I would say as well, during that period of some decent runs in Europe, our coefficients went up, and that has helped other teams in Scotland as well. So we're proud of being champions of Scotland, and we want to go in to do well in European competition, and that's what we've got to try and do that. And in that, the fact is that we do help other teams in our league. So that's very much where we are at this moment on that.
Just team news as well, sorry Gary.
We're strong. We're obviously waiting to see what happens today with the statement on the suspensions of the boys. But everybody else is good. We've got a strong squad, and we will freshen up though, I'd imagine.
Alison Conway, please.
Gary, depending obviously what happens today as well, with having St Johnstone twice in quick succession, when you look at James and Nathan, is it a good chance to use them both?
Sorry?
Is it a good chance to use James and Nathan?
Well, obviously that'll be determined by the decision, but the facts are that we're going in against a team that's highly organised. They've had a wonderful season. They'll be full of confidence. So we're expecting a real tight game. But we will go there and look to attack and look to win the game. We've got to try and keep this run going.
Morning, Gary. Just going back to the Super League. I mean, you're a hero of Liverpool, and the fans are taking their banners off the Kop.
Yeah.
And this transcends football this year. Does it make you feel disappointed in your former club that they have signed up to this?
A little bit, yeah. What I would say is, when you look at the makeup of that football club, I'm very much a traditionalist when it comes to football. I like the history. I like the way teams have built. Shankly took it from the Anfield was a mess, and the way that club has grown. But for me, there should always be a connect from the top to the manager to the players, but most importantly to the fans. And at this moment in time, there's a barrier there, and there's a disconnect. So, being a traditionalist, but I do like change if it's progressive and it works. But this is just a move too far for me. I don't see football. It's an elite sport with elite people in it, but it's a game of the fans. It's the fans' game, and you look at the backlash today. There's no many supporters of it at all, and I understand that.
Obviously, the club will be competing in the Champions League playoff next season. Hopefully, you'll be looking to get into the group stage. What would be your thoughts on playing in a Champions League that possibly wouldn't have the Big 12 clubs that have gone for this breakaway league?
I would imagine that what I would say is, for sure, there'll still be some fantastic clubs in it. Just drifting away from that, as much as this has been touted around for a long time, I think if it did happen, I think the fact that these teams, these glamour ties that would happen too often, and I think that the pizzazz and the glamour would disappear quite quickly. I've just not been a fan of it. It's been touted for quite a few years now, but it's got to the most serious point ever. Me personally, I've never felt it would work. I think there'd be too many of these repeating these games would take away the whole prestige of the game.
Can I ask you just how James is getting on in his recovery ahead of this week, and then just looking to the next season, given how well Nathan's done since he came in? Have you already started thinking about how you manage to keep them all happy next year at the club?
Well, what a wonderful position for the manager and everybody here at the club, to have two outstanding players that play in the same position. Could that evolve, and could there be a little bit of change there? Time will tell, but the beauty is we've got an outstanding youngster, and we've got a player whose numbers probably are amongst the best in the world from that area of the pitch. So as a club, we are uber delighted to have two outstanding players in that area of the pitch. There's different formations that you never know, they might be able to get the two of them on the pitch at the same time.